Welcome to hour number 2 on a Thursday on Hashtag Daily K with your host, Peter Bint. Today we are linking up via a video stream for Dish of the Day with Chef Ryan. Every Thursday, we help you out in a way. If you're really thinking about, what do I want to eat this weekend? We introduce you hot and trendy Korean foods, traditional dishes as well. And when we're lucky, Ryan links up with us on the video stream from somewhere. It could literally be anywhere. Hello, Ryan. You're out and about, it seems.
Hey, Peter, can you hear me okay, man?
Yeah, hearing you loud and clear. It looks like a beautiful day wherever you are.
Yeah, it is a beautiful day. We're out here at one of the biggest markets in Korea.
Oh.
Do you come to Garak Market very often, Peter?
I think the last time was with you to meet a couple of listeners for lunch, which must have been, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, where we had some live octopus as well for Siska's birthday. We forced her to eat it.
That's right. That's right. The sannakji. Yeah, that was in this restaurant, I think, right over here behind me.
Wow. Okay, so you are in front of the market. That's near the subway station, is it?
That's it. That's it. So Garak Station is on the corner of the market here. And just to give you an idea, or give everybody an idea of how big this market is, It's kind of crazy. So you're familiar with like Lotte World. We're pretty close to there now, right? And the tallest building in Korea, in Jamsil, the Lotte Tower.
Yep.
So I was looking at the map, and Lotte World is only about 1/5 the size of Garak Market.
What? Really?
Yeah. So an entire amusement park is about 1/5 the size of this market.
Wow.
There are warehouses behind these buildings that are, I mean, you could fit 20 football pitches in there, couldn't you?
It is huge, isn't it?
And just one of them is just for fruit. You know, domestic and imported, just all fruit. And then there's 2 more that are just for vegetables. And they're like entire cities in and of themselves. In the early morning hours, usually from about 4 to 7 a.m., it is like Grand Central Station in there. There are, big trucks and then little like tuk-tuk flatbeds zipping around, forklifts zipping around all over the place. There are auctions going on early in the morning where they're trying to set the prices for huge allotments of produce that are coming in. This is really something. It's one of my favorite markets to come to because if you can't find it here, you're probably not going to find it anywhere.
Yeah, it is massive, and maybe a lot of people, and I guess the listeners that we went with then, Audrey and Siska included, they might only be more familiar with where you're standing now with those more modern buildings where they got some restaurants and they have some market bits, I think, maybe underground and a few vendors on the ground floor level there. But like you said, the main part of it and the main bulk is those warehouses behind, which maybe look more like what you might expect an older market to look like, not so much those lovely buildings that you're standing in front of.
Very true, very true. So let's talk a little bit about who shops here. You know, there's everything from anybody. So you might have major distributors coming here and picking up entire truckloads of things and taking them around the city.
Yeah.
Or you might have restaurants coming to get all their ingredients for the next few days at their restaurant. Sorry, it's a little noisy through here, isn't it?
It's okay.
But you also have individuals that come in. And yes, these first buildings that I'm going to take you guys into here in a bit are more for the individuals. And you know, there's supermarkets in here. There's even an organic supermarket here, which I love. But what it's really about are, no kidding, like 1,000 different individual vendors. And that's what you'll see behind me here now. Each stall is another vendor. and they're all numbered, and they group together, specialized in what they're selling. So right now I'm in the section of kind of dried, non-perishable products mostly.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, pop quiz, Peter.
Yeah.
We talk about a very important broth on the show quite often that we have to make for just about every Korean food, right?
Yes.
The dashima yuksu. What are the ingredients for dashima yuksu?
Okay, well, dashima, it's a hint in the name, I suppose. That's the kind of dried kelp-like thing, seaweedish. Yeah. There's also got to be the mochi, the dried little mini anchovies, right? Right
here. We've got different sizes, but these are the ones you would normally use for the broth.
Nice. Okay, they're pretty big. You wouldn't be eating those as a side dish so much, right?
Right.
What else is dried in there? Maybe some mushrooms, I assume?
Sure. There's just definitely some dried shiitakes in this area. Okay. And then, of course, you got to have radish. That's in another area. And some leeks. That's in another area as well. But all the dried ingredients around here.
Would you have the
No.
Okay, those would be fresh, right?
Right. That's in another section. Whole another zone of the market.
Wow.
It's downstairs, or if you're buying a lot of it, you go to the warehouses in the back.
I see. So if you're an individual shopper, then maybe you might be coming to these kind of places where, like you said, they've also got a supermarket within the market, an organic one as well, and you're getting the smaller quantities more often than not there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
so, I mean, you can go to the supermarket upstairs and get great prices and just shop like you're at a supermarket.
Yeah.
But these vendors are really what the market's all about.
Yeah. In Korea, you're right, Ryan, how it's really convenient for the shopper because people who sell the same thing bunch together, whereas, I don't know, maybe in the West you might not want to do that because of competition, but in Korea it happens a lot with restaurants as well. The same restaurants are all bunched together. You're now looking at something that's definitely not dry there, Ryan. It's not one of the dried products, right?
Right. So Korean jangakji is so important. Do you like this stuff, Peter?
The chokgal, right?
I'm sorry, jokgal. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
One of my favorites is the squid one. So that's raw squid that has been marinated in like a spicy sauce.
That's this one right here, and it's so good just with some rice.
Yes.
One of my favorites is here. This one's made with octopus. Over here we've got oysters. The jokgal.
Yeah. There's so many different types, right?
So many different ingredients. Right.
Yeah.
jokgal 지금 얼마요?
He's asking how much it is. Is he buying some for us?
10,000원짜리 주세요. Yeah, so I'm going to buy a $10 or manwon container of one of my favorite ones, the oyster one. We're leaving oyster season here pretty soon. So now's a good time to get your oysters before they go out of season here.
And they keep for a bit longer in that form, I imagine, than just simply fresh by themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Here.
Yeah.
괜찮아요?
Wow. So
all right. I got a big oyster. I snagged a big one.
Oh, nice. Wow. Okay. So that is raw but marinated, right? How would you describe it, Ryan?
Well, obviously it's quite salty. These are cured with salt. So, but when you've got a nice bowl of steamed rice to go with it, it is so good.
My son is
a little bit spicy, a little sweet.
Yeah, like he will just literally eat choco by itself if he could. But here in Korea, we always say don't eat the banchans by themselves. You need the rice to kind of balance it out. It's not good for your insides if you're just eating all that saltiness. So we'll force him to eat some rice.
감사합니다. If 네. 고맙습니다. 네. 안녕하세요.
Oh.
Yeah, if I would have grown up in Korea, I would have been just like your son. I was that kid peeling the fried chicken skin off the chicken and trying to eat that rather than eat the chicken.
Yeah, go for the good stuff. We've got so many listeners who are ecstatic about you here. We had one from Mexico who came especially for you. I think it was Rodolfo earlier on, and I'm sure he's enjoying the stream. Yeah, you've been in Mexico, Ryan, before, and you've been in many places in the world. Would you say Korean markets are any different from markets abroad, or 가락시장 in particular?
You know, I think Garak, maybe before they did this renovation of this main section, was a little bit more similar to the markets that I've been to in Brazil and Mexico or Greece. Mm-hmm. You know, much more open air. You would have maybe some live animals around as well. There are no live animals here in Garak Market. I think Korea was maybe smart in separating that stuff out, keeping us all safe. But literally everything else that you could possibly find is here.
Wow. Yeah. And when you say live animals, I guess you're separating out seafood, because I think there's a live seafood area there, right?
Yeah. I guess, land animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's none of those there, right? Right. Just before we break for a song, I totally forgot our hashtag today is sushigo, which is like a modifier. And what we're talking about when we're talking about that mainly is like K, this, that, and the other, K-pop, K-movies. What do you feel about adding K to things like K-food or maybe K-pizza or something like that?
I saw a comedian not too long ago where it said, the guy said, Korea has taken the K. Nobody else can use the K anymore because Korea owns it. And this was a mainstream comedian back in the West. So it's a real deal now, I guess.
That's what I thought. Like other K countries, I wonder how they feel about it. K is Korea and nothing else.
Yeah. What's some of the weirder ones we've seen lately? Then obviously K-pop, K-food.
You get
where else is
get really specific ones. Like for a certain technology, there's things like K water purification or K factory guidelines and everything like that. Have you ever used it on anything that you've done, Ryan, like at the restaurant or a menu or something like that, or you steer clear?
No, I guess maybe now that it's a bit more mainstream, I could see myself possibly using that. Or if you had a Korean restaurant in another country, that wasn't not all Korean food, but you had some Korean items on the menu.
Yeah,
that might make sense to put, like a K burger.
Yes,
and you've got some kind of a samjang sauce on it, or who knows?
Yeah, so you don't, as of yet, describe yourself as a K chef.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm trying. I'm still learning my hanchi.
Oh wow, what are we looking at there, Ryan?
I'm gonna try to find one of these guys and convince them to let me taste this for y'all. This is the skate or the hongo.
Wow.
And the market is really clean, and there's not strong fishy smells around here or anything. Mm-hmm. But as you get close to the hongo, you can smell the ammonia.
Wow, that's a good place.
Welcome to Arirang Radio.
If you are in Jeju,
88.7 in Jeju City,
88.1 in Seogwipo City,
101.9 in the Daejeong area.
Arirang Radio.
We're back for Dish of the Day. Today with Chef Ryan taking us around 가락시장, the market over at Garakdong, which is in the kind of southeast quadrant of Seoul, one of the biggest in the whole country, if not the biggest, if it's like around 4 or 5 times bigger than L World, which is also nearby in Jamshil. That is huge. And are you still in like the kind of modern building? So this is more from individual consumers than bulk buyers, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm still in a more modern building. This building has 3, 4, actually 5 levels because there's 2 basements.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I love markets. It's whenever I'm a tourist traveling around, one of the first things I want to do before going to a museum is going to find the local giant market and just walk around and see what they got and taste things, you know, and hopefully I'm staying at a place where I've got a kitchen and I can take some ingredients back and try to cook up some of the local ingredients. So.
Yeah, you're definitely a chef. I like to look at the markets, but maybe buy some food that's already been prepared for me there rather than fantasize about cooking it myself. I went to the UK recently, you know, for a trip, and one of the famous markets, one of the oldest there was Borough Market, which has been there, I think, hundreds of years. But it's so much smaller, and the emphasis really is more on maybe street foods being prepared. So a couple of people I saw were asking, can you go there to like eat rather than just buy the fresh produce? And for instance, if you go there of an evening time, do they have maybe beer that you could drink along the way as well?
Yeah, I mean, you can buy seafood right here and then take it to a number of different restaurants here at the market.
Yeah, and
they'll prepare it for you in a variety of ways.
Nice. What have you just asked for, Ryan?
Oh, I'm doing something for you guys. I bought some hongo. Some hongo, and I'm not going to eat it all, but I'm going to eat a bite. I'm going to eat a bite for you guys. So we've talked about this on the show before. This is fermented skate.
Yes.
And it's been highlighted in some extreme, bizarre food shows out there and online. Yeah. So what I got is this right here, this plate.
Wow.
And he gave me an extra piece for free, so now I got to eat 2 pieces.
Okie dokie.
So, skate comes on that. So skate, here we go. Urinates through its skin.
Yes,
we mentioned this on the show before. Yeah. So back in the day when they were trying to escape some Japanese invaders, you know, and they would go away from the islands on the coast and up the rivers to escape, all of their fish would go bad except for the hongo because it would naturally preserve itself.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how this became a traditional food here. It's not eaten by everyone. It's pretty... Oh, boy, I haven't had this in a while.
Really? And,
here we go.
And you often don't have it by itself. We talked about it, you know, in a wrap with maybe some pork belly and kimchi. So you're just going to go just by itself.
Yeah, you know, I'm here at the market. I haven't had it in a while. Okay, here we go.
It kind of looks like raw tuna if you just look at it really briefly. But it doesn't taste like that, I assume.
Okay. They're starting to come now. You know, there it goes. Wow. Definitely just floods the back of your nasal passageways with this strong ammonia.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
And comes through your nose. Does it kind of clear it?
It does. It does. It's kind of like having the weirdest flavor breath mint of your life.
So it's kind of fishy as well, like the taste.
You know, it's really not fishy. There's cartilage through there, so it has kind of a little crunch.
Okay.
Oh, the second bite's stronger. Normally it's eaten with sour kimchi and some braised pork belly. Comes on the dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zil. Wow. That's some powerful stuff. But hey, when in Rome, you just got to go for it, right?
Yeah. Would you think that, you know, that's one of the more adventurous things. So if you're not so good with new foods and maybe seafood, is that going to be maybe a bridge too far?
Yes, absolutely. Unless you are very interested in trying the unusual, the kind of extreme, I don't suggest you jump on, especially just a piece with nothing else with it. He gave me some vinegar red pepper paste, the chojang, and I didn't want to open it up.
Okay,
but
usually you might dip it in there.
The rest of that plate, when I enjoy it later today, definitely I'm going to have some kimchi and some chojang with it.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's strong.
Yeah, people when
I'm
they
awake now. I don't need coffee.
maybe that is good for like a stimulant as well, right? To like wake up your senses for sure.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow,
goodness.
that's powerful stuff.
Yeah, people were saying when they saw the skate, they thought it was stingray, but that's something separate, right? It may look a bit similar, but skate and stingray are like distinct species, are they?
Boy, there's so many different species that are so similar there. I don't think it's all that different. I think you're pretty much talking about the same thing. If you wanted to make hongo from a stingray, I'm sure you could.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're all very, very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, Nian T saying, I've never tried skate, but it did look a bit cute to me. Wow, that's an interesting description. I often thought it looked very ugly with like a squashed face, but nonetheless, many of our listeners are loving this trip. And Blazing Saddles says, when you're finished on Arirang Radio, we'd like some kimchi, followed by some kimbap, and then some delicious grilled pork belly at table 48, please, Ryan. Putting in an order nicely. And Nian saying...
Order up.
Yeah?
Go ahead, Peter.
Leon also saying, do the markets get really crowded, I wonder? Like you were saying, maybe in the early morning hours, they can get very busy with vendors and people selling on the produce. But whenever I've been to Garak or even like the big Susan Shijangs, the seafood markets at Yeouido, they're not like packed with people more often than not. And like we can see behind you, there aren't too many folks there. I guess it's a weekday.
Right. I would say Saturdays for the ones where the individuals are shopping. Saturdays, like my big market, similar to this in Suwon, just much smaller.
Yeah.
I don't usually go there on Saturdays because it's too crowded. And you know what crowds do? You know what happens, right? Prices go up.
Yeah. Oh, really? On the Saturdays?
Of course. They've got so many more people there. They've cranked up their prices, and they don't want to. Even somebody that they see all the time, and they want to give a better price. They don't want to quote me a price in front of the tourists. Sure. When I say tourists, I mean the people that don't frequent the market that often. Yeah. They don't want to quote me a price in front of them and then have to give the same price to those folks.
So that's a great tip, isn't it? If you're traveling in Korea as a tourist, you don't need to go on the weekend because you're not at work, right? Go on the weekdays when it's quieter for better prices as well. Is it like a real haggling situation with vendors? And is it just cheaper for sure than a supermarket?
Okay, that's a really good point, or a good thing to bring up. So the first time that I ever came to Garak years ago, I was needing to buy some apples and some pears for a big event. For, I believe it was a salad we were doing. And I met this nice older woman downstairs who just sells apples and pears and maybe some persimmons and things. And she seemed like such a sweet lady, and she gave me such a good deal. But she'd never seen me before, and maybe never expected to see me again. Yeah, because I get to the event, and I'm cutting up these apples, and the first one, a little brown inside. And I get to I'm like, oh, okay, let me grab another one. Every single, like these 15 apples and pears, every single one was a little rotten inside.
Oh, no.
She took advantage of me because she had never seen me before, and she thought she maybe would never see me again. So it's really important to come often and build relationships, especially when it comes to perishable products like fruit, like seafood. That if you're buying, of course, live seafood, you can just haggle and get it. But when it's not live seafood, to get the best quality products and the best prices, you got to make friends. They got to know that they're going to see you again, and you got to hold them accountable.
Yeah, I guess if you're a tourist, you might want to make up some kind of backstory. Like, I run a restaurant here, and I'll be coming on a weekly basis, so please give me something good.
Exactly. So wearing a chef coat in here, and then sometimes I'll have a cowboy hat on. It ensures that people know that I'm not just messing around, and then the cowboy hat helps them remember me, so that they know I'm going to be here. And hopefully they'll give me a little bit more honest price.
Nice. Oh, what have you taken a seat somewhere, Ryan?
I'm just squatting down in front of this glass showcase here. I wanted to show the marbling on this Hanu.
Wow. That's what we love about Hanu, is how fatty and how it melts in your mouth. I'm assuming that's pricey.
It is. It is very pricey. 이거 안녕하십니까? 지금 리바이 한우 리바이 킬로 얼마예요? Yeah, so it's $140 per kilo.
Wow.
For this, but it is so amazing. It's really, really some beautiful. It's not eaten as a steak normally. It's cut into much smaller pieces and grilled really fast, and just lovely stuff. And that's for the ribeye. Some of the other cuts are a little bit cheaper.
That is one of the most prized, isn't it?
Your daily dose of Korea. Listen up. Arirang Radio.
We're back for part 3 of Dish of the Day with Ryan in 가락시장, Garak Market, taking us around so many different food types today. It's like an encyclopedia. Nian asking, I wonder if you can get the black pork, the one famous from Jeju, in this market too, or is it just regular pork? That's a good question, because that's associated with the island usually.
You can definitely get Jeju black pork here. Yeah.
Nice.
And it'll be one of the more expensive ones available.
Oh, yeah, because it is said to have the better taste, and that's why people search it out. There can't be many foods, I'm guessing, that you can't find here, right?
That's so true. There's even some import markets here that are like medium-sized grocery stores, or even kind of a big grocery store that really specialize on importing products. So butter and cheese and cured meats and wine and pastas. I'm in there a lot for what I do for my clients. I'm often in the import markets.
Oh, wow. Can you pick up like decent deals? Obviously, imported stuff is a bit pricier in Korea, but it's better there than maybe other places.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, online, it's hard to beat sometimes the online prices now. But if you're going to beat it anywhere, it's going to be here or in one of the other big markets around Seoul.
Oh, that's a good tip if you're wanting to find some imported foods, which a lot of expats will often crave. Raul saying in Argentina, famous for its good beef, our premium meat costs maybe $10 or $15 per kilo. So like a tenth of the price. That's insane, isn't it, compared to Hanu?
Raul, I would love to go there and get those kind of deals. Boy.
Where have you moseyed on down to now, Ryan? I saw you go down the travelator.
Yeah. So I'm good. I don't know if I can do this justice and show you guys just how big this is. So now I'm in basement 1 of the main building. You can see behind me, it just seems to go on forever. Yeah. And if I spin around the other way, again,
there's
it just
no
seems
end.
to go around forever. Yeah. So the first few times maybe the first 5 times I came to this market, I got lost. I could not find the sections that I was looking for. And often you really just have to wander around and talk to people and just keep looking around to find what you're looking for. Last Thanksgiving, I was doing mashed potatoes for 1,000 people or more. And I got real busy and I just didn't have time. I tried to do it by myself. I didn't hire anybody. And peeling potatoes is very time consuming. Yeah. So last November, I walked around this level of the market and I found a woman that was just selling potatoes. And I asked her, I was like, hey, can you peel 80 kilos of potatoes for me? And I'll pay you, a premium. Yeah. And we made a deal and she had them ready for me. She even after peeling them, she had them vac sealed for me, so they wouldn't turn brown or anything. And I was able to take them straight over and then just dump them in a pot of hot water and get my mashed potatoes going.
That's amazing. So yeah, if you speak to some of the vendors, maybe that's not available on show, but they can help you out, obviously, for a cost as well. Brilliant.
Yeah, same thing with like peeled onions. If you are short on time, it's nice to be able to do that kind of thing.
So
I found something special
you're in
here.
the fruit and veg market. Oh, those are getting more and more popular, at least more and more available, it seems, in Korea. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, man, that's a durian, and it looks like it's just cracked open in the last day or two.
Wow.
So it smells perfect right now.
Really? As in it smells all right?
Yeah. It's a decisive kind of ingredient, right? People love it or hate it.
Yeah.
Durian 얼마야? Durian 얼마나?
50,000 won for one durian. Oh my
it's
god.
Kind of small.
That's
I kind of want it. But
Is it that expensive in Korea? 50, like shy of $50 for a fresh
in
one.
Singapore, it was, at least 35 for one that big too. So not totally different. There's some apple mangoes around me, and one apple mango in here can go for as much as $10.
Yeah, it is prices that maybe don't compare to certain countries. When I was in the UK recently, we don't grow mangoes natively, but they're still cheap as anything, like maybe £1 for one. So maybe like a tenth of the price. I've also seen in Korea a few times, I think, the jackfruit, which is like, it looks like a giant durian. And in the UK when I was back there, it seems like these exotic fruits are getting more popular in places around the world that can afford them.
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more things. I remember when I came to Korea, one of these limes, if you could find it.
Yes.
If you could find it, it was $3.50.
Wow. Now they're a bit better, but still, yeah, I remember you couldn't find them actually. That was the problem.
Yeah, maybe in Itaewon at one of the international markets there, you might be able to get some. But yeah, you'd pay $10 for 3 of them at least.
Wow. Oh, we are loving this tour around there. Siska was saying you should take Peter one time underground to the basement level where they sell the intestines, and a few other listeners were like, oh my goodness, there's a section for that?
I'm going there after this, but I wasn't going to bring you guys down there. It's maybe not what everybody wants to see.
Oh, really?
And honestly, they don't encourage any filming or photography down there. I think, it's not a side of the market they want to show off, but I don't know if I agree with that. They're the friendliest people working down there. Yeah. They don't get a lot of visitors, they've hidden them down in the basement. And like I said, I'm going there after the show to get some beef liver for me and for my lovely dog who's in the truck in the back of the market right now. I cook up beef liver to mix with her dog food every day.
Oh, that's nice. What is it like down there? I mean, is it just like a kind of butcher's vibe?
Well, I could try to run down there, but we'd probably run out of time by the time we got there.
Yeah, no problem, right?
It's even some of my Korean friends don't really like the smell down there. It's a little different. It's what they have are all of the offal, all of the innards, all the nejan. They have the heads of pigs and cows. So if you want to make tacos de lengua, tongue tacos, yeah, I've gone down there and gotten beef tongue.
Wow.
To do. 안녕하십니까? 아보카도 지금 얼마요? 2,400원. 많이 주세요. 2만 원 있어요.
20,000 won worth of avocados, which are selling for about $2 a pop. 2,400, 2,400, which again,
you got good ears, yeah.
Might seem expensive to certain people in certain parts of the world, but here in Korea, they've come down a lot in price, just like the limes, and increased in availability, right?
감사합니다. 네. Let's see. Did she give me an extra one?
I hope so.
She did. She gave me one extra one. Yeah, bonus. I always go to that same stall because you just gotta build those relationships.
It sounded like she was happy to see you. Right, we're gonna have to leave it there. I hope you have a fruitful trip down in the basement with the liver.
Yeah.
And it's been brilliant. I don't think we've ever taken in as much information as we have in today's episode. Thank you. And we'll see you next Thursday, right?
My pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today, wandering around the market. Y'all have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. You've been listening to the Thursday segment, Dish of the Day with Chef Ryan on #DailyK.